No one's going to tell you this because they're scared you're going to quit walking on this path to becoming a great musician. But the truth is, I don't care, because eventually you're going to figure it out and you're going to be all in or all out, and it is what it is. So we're going to talk about 3 things you need to know before it gets tough. Before you get out of this honeymoon phase of, oh my gosh, I have so much motivation because I'm starting to do this music thing and I'm going to be a musician and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But the truth is that's going to fade away. And after that, it is what it is. I've been teaching for almost a decade, and I got to tell you, there are patterns. I'm seeing so many patterns across the board. For those of you that are still here and still curious, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Learning music is easy. Okay, let me clarify. Understanding the movement patterns to music is easy. Like riding a bike. If you think about it, you get on the bike, you move your feet, you balance your body. You take off the training wheels if they were on, you balance your body. You move your feet, you go forward, you stop, you move your feet, you stop. You get better because you ride the bike more often. When playing an instrument, you're not going to learn the really hard movement patterns over time because you have training wheels. You just got on the bike. You just got on the instrument. And so you learn these big movements and you understand through repetition. And then over time, you learn harder movements. Repetition gets easier. Harder movements, repetition gets easier. Over and over and over again. The movement patterns, you get better by doing the thing. That's literally it. Learning an instrument is not that hard because it is repetitive movement patterns that you're focused on that get better over time. So it really just takes time and energy. But let me tell you what the hardest part of becoming a musician really is. Your mind and how you talk to yourself is the hardest part of becoming a musician. It's where most people succeed or fail. There's no in between. We have character creation. I want you to think about this like a game. You desire to play a game, you download it, do whatever you need to do, and then you start. You need to create your character to be able to accomplish what you need to do in the game. You started off unaware, inexperienced, and low status because, hate to break it to you, but you don't know what you're doing. And so you need to decide, what character are you going to play in this game? Some games have characters where you can do this, that, and the other. But for example, in music, what character are you going to play? What musician are you going to be? Are you going to be a piano player? Are you going to be a drummer, like a drum set player? Are you going to be a percussionist that knows how to play a vast array of different instruments? Are you going to be a trombone player, a flute player? Choose your character is literally the name of that game. Your character has no idea what the environment's going to be like, what it's going to sound like, what it's going to be like to hold that instrument, what it's going to be like to read that music, what it's going to be like to do so many things. But ideally, you just started the game. You're excited, so you don't care about those obstacles at the beginning. And usually the obstacles at the beginning are easier because they're the training wheels. It's easy to move with training wheels on, but it's harder to move with training wheels off. So here, I want you to think really clearly about what character you're going to become. And you can even take out a piece of paper and say, my character is going to do this, meaning I'm going to do this. You're making a statement to yourself. You're telling yourself what you are going to do and not what you might do and what you'll maybe do, but you're going to do. I'm going to watch videos of someone playing this instrument. I'm going to write stuff down when the teacher or director or instructor talks to me. I'm going to practice for 10 minutes a day playing my instrument and just making sound. How are you going to create your character to be successful and thrive over time? What's important at the beginning, because you have all this motivation, it's going to be easy to start these things with training wheels on. But if you don't develop systems, then most likely you are going to fail. Once that motivation wears off and you don't have that dopamine of your first time doing something, then now it gets hard because you have to have these systems in place. You have to know how you're going to practice, how your character is going to practice, how long they're going to practice, what's your system for making sure that it's easy to get your instrument and start playing, what's your system for easily putting it away safely. Once you have those systems at the beginning, when the motivation wears off, it's going to be so much easier. We have the comparison game. There's this concept called survival of the fittest. And I want you to think about the fact that we are built to want to feel safe. When you start any skill, for example, being a musician, then other people most likely have already started that skill. And so naturally you're going to think, oh man, they're better at doing that thing than I am. What am I going to do? I don't know how to hold these sticks. I don't know, what's that thing called? A marimba? A vibraphone? What is that thing called? Oh, he wants me to play 8th notes, 16th notes? What is a flam tap? This is the path you're choosing to go on. There are a lot of things you need to learn, just like any skill. It's not going to change when you learn something else. This is everything you apply to. But if you think that person is threatening my safety by being better than me, then you are starting in a fight or flight mode, which just creates anxiety, stress, and makes the world so much harder for you. If there's someone that's better at doing something than you because they've put more time in, most likely they've also struggled because they had to start where you started. And so ideally, you can ask them, hey, can you help me understand this? Or can you help me understand that? They will seem valued because of this social game we play of comparing ourselves. We want to be perceived as liked, as knowledgeable. So when you ask them this, they're going to be like, oh, wow, I guess I do understand this. But hopefully they are humbled enough to not do it with an ego. And that way you're learning, you're getting better, and you're climbing the levels. You're beating the bosses of these obstacles that are coming your way. You're going through the repetition and you got it. But be careful not to look at this comparison game the wrong way, because we all play it no matter who we are. You're going to play this game. So now that we got that out of the way, this is what stops everyone in their tracks every single time, and it usually decides how far they can actually go and whether they stop where they are and don't make any progress at all. We have failing forward. In this world, people disgustingly seek comfort, and this is mind-blowing to me. For example, there's this concept of not wanting to really work, of this passive idea of when people grow older that, oh, I just want to be able to sit on the beach and make money and I don't really want to put the time and energy in. Or the ideas of vacations, because if I go on a vacation, I don't have to work, and that's going to be so wonderful, because if I don't work, I don't have stress, and if I don't have stress, then life is easy, and I just want life to be easy. People don't like to be challenged. People don't like to face obstacles. But if we don't face obstacles, then what kind of life is that? What is a life that has no challenge in it? It's like a hero's story. In every hero's tale we watch, whether it is Harry Potter or Star Wars or Finding Nemo, there are challenges, and the challenges in that story of those lows create those highs, create those middles, creates that journey, and it makes life so much more enjoyable, so much more fun when we embrace failing. Failing is nothing but an opportunity to learn something new, to learn something different, to grow. But I'm telling you, there's so many people, when failure presents itself and says, hi, guess what? You don't know me. It's a new boss and a new level that you've never experienced before. And there are people that say, I don't want to know you, because if I know you, then I'm not going to be great. I'm not going to be perceived as knowledgeable and good at what I do. So I'm going to do stuff that's comfortable, that makes me think, oh wow, I know how to do this thing. I'm 17 years into being a percussionist, 9 years into being an educator, and I am constantly looking for failures, because when I fail, I grow. When I grow, I am a better version of myself. If I go through a long period of not failing, then I'm bored. I'm complacent. I'm so comfortable that I don't know what to do with myself, and I'm not perfect. And I hate to break it to you, but you aren't either. And that's the beauty of it. So when you look at every failure like a challenge, like a little level you gotta beat in this game that you're creating to become a great musician, then life gets so much easier. You look forward to every failure. You write its name down and you stare at it and say, you know what? I'm gonna beat this level. I'm gonna beat this boss. And when you do, you're gonna be so proud of yourself. And I can't tell you, literally, for so many years, I've wondered, how can I get my students to practice? How can I get them to want to be great? Because they can. They just got to go through the motions. Most of them got it. It's not that difficult. Once you see what you're doing, that's it. Literally, I have just created videos and I've started creating this online academy just for people to learn how to go through the motions. Because it's that easy. It's literally, if someone put in a video on, this is how you ride a bike. Left, right, you got this, let's do this. That's basically what I'm doing with percussion. These are the things, let me show you how to move. I can literally just teach you how to ride the bike in the description. But I'm telling you, it's not going to be anything when it's compared to the mindset. And the mindset is what works. And the internal drive, the internal motivator just keeps growing because you keep looking for these levels and you're looking at who to beat. And once you beat them, you're like, wow, I just did that. Then you're looking for the next thing and you're just constantly looking to fail. Because when you fail, you know, I have another level that I can go on. And guess what? These levels don't stop. This is the internal game and it is insanely fun. I'm 17 years into being a percussionist and I'm still excited to fail. I'm still excited to look for those things. And I have a passion that is unparalleled to anyone I've come across, as if it was day one of me playing. But that has just connected to my teaching, which is connected to me talking to you. And I don't, like, literally you can probably look up videos and I don't know how many people you will even see talking to you about music like I am, because I'm naturally this passionate. This is just who I am. And it's because this is the mindset I've adopted over time and it's just strengthened me. And I'm still on these levels and I'm still on boss number I don't even know, and it's nonstop. And I'm excited, and I hope you're excited as well, because this is going to be a journey, but no one's going to tell you this. Create your character, play the comparison game the right way, and fail forward, and you'll be unstoppable. If you want to learn something else, check it out right here. If not, then just go ride the bike, because honestly, it's the journey that makes everything amazing, and the destination, well, let me know when you get there, because I haven't.